These days, it's really hard to be a Bitcoin bear. Bitcoin continues to rise higher and higher, and all the arguments about how Bitcoin can't possibly go any higher, can't possibly break previous highs, can't possibly be a store value, can't possibly be a hedge against inflation, those are all out the window now. And that is why you hear about bears turning into bulls pretty much every single week. So in this video, I want to discuss the latest convert, and I'm talking about the ex-CEO of a very large financial bank. He has come out and even admitted that he has been a blockchain and Bitcoin opponent, but now he's all gung-ho about Bitcoin. In fact, he's advising everyone to jump in Bitcoin, and he even gives a deadline. So let's discuss. Well, first off, as you can see, Bitcoin is still stuck around $11,700. Some of you guys were a little bit worried, and if you are, just stop it. Just stop it. Bitcoin is at 11,700. Just remind yourself that not too long ago, we were still hovering, or Bitcoin was still hovering below 10,000 at 9,000. And if you go back a little more, Bitcoin was hovering at 8,000, 7,000, right? So if you're still fearful at 11,700, get it out of your mind. We're near 12,000 and we're continuing higher. If you didn't watch my video from yesterday, I did create a video about how Bitcoin already cost 100,000 or more. I heard about this simple concept and I thought about it, and you know what? It's totally true. So if you haven't watched my video from yesterday, make sure you do so. You could click above now or wait until the end of this video. I think it'll open your mind, or it'll blow your mind away, because if you think about it, that is true. Despite the fact that the price is at 11,700 right now, but really for most holders, Bitcoin already cost above $100,000. Now, recently, I've been telling you, a lot of bears are turning into bulls. Now, the big example recently has to be Paul Tudor Jones. He is one of the most wealthy and famous hedge fund guys from Wall Street, and he came out and publicly endorsed Bitcoin and said buy Bitcoin because he's afraid of inflation. He's afraid of what the feds around the world are doing right now with their printing, right? And he compares Bitcoin or crypto to gold from the 70s. So he's been quoted a lot saying bet on the fastest horse, and that's Bitcoin, and a whole bunch. So he is a perfect example of a bear that he just didn't believe. He didn't believe in it. And now he's like, yes, I do believe in it, and I want to bet on the fastest horse. So he was definitely a big example that came out a few months ago. A few days ago, another big name, not nearly as big, but this is just as substantial, and that is a former Prudential Financial CEO, George Ball. He is telling everyone to buy Bitcoin. And why? What is the reason? Why is he so gung-ho about it? Well, I'll let you listen for yourself, and then I could go over what he said and explain in detail. So his whole interview was about 5 minutes long. I cut it down to about 3 minutes, the good stuff. So take a look.
Well, George, what assets should investors get into, say, outside of equities?
I've never said this before, and I've always been a blockchain, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin opponent. But if you look right now, the government can't stimulate the markets forever. The liquidity flood will end. And sooner or later, the government's got to start paying for some of the stimulus, for some of the deficits, for some of the well-deserved, very smart subsidies that it's providing to people. Are they going to raise taxes that high? Or if not, are they going to print money? If they print money, that debases the currency. And probably even things like TIPS, Treasury Inflation Protected Securities, can be corrupted. So the very wealthy investor or the trader probably turns to Bitcoin or something like it as a staple.
Wow, I never thought I'd hear you say that. I mean, we heard Jamie Dimon talk about Bitcoin before.
Jamie's at least a partial convert. I'm not sure that he's a total convert. And then the notion isn't to hide or to seek a tax refuge, but to have something that can't be undermined by the government and that won't become worthless if the currency becomes worthless, or at least if enough Robin Hooders happen to believe that. If the Robin Hooders don't want to trade stocks as they have, where are they going to put their money? There are no yields today. And so Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency becomes a very attractive, either long-term, I want to make a safe haven for my money, or a short-term speculative bet. And I think it's a good, I think it's where many people will turn after Labor Day, Fred.
So it's Bitcoin, huh? Well, thanks, George, for your investing tips.
You're talking about someone that even admits he's been an opponent of blockchain and Bitcoin, probably due to job security and just being fearful that Bitcoin could one day take over. He even said that. He said that in the video. And now he's saying everyone should go buy Bitcoin. What a 180, right? And it's insane. So what is the reason? So I have a script here. It's written on Yahoo News. And let's take a look at what he said. Government can't stimulate the market forever. The liquidity flood will end. Sooner or later, the government's got to start paying for them. To sum up, there's going to be repercussions to what the governments are doing. Obviously, the governments are doing what they can to support economies around the world due to COVID. So they're not just purposely printing money for no apparent reason. There is a reason. But the thing is, they have gone too far and they're printing endless money. We're talking about trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions. And there's going to be repercussions. So that is number one. That's what George Ball is saying. And then he continues to say, well, what are the governments going to do? Right? Are they going to raise taxes to kind of recoup some of the cost? Or are they going to print out more money? If they do print out more money, that's basically going to devalue everything. And if so, the very wealthy investor or trader probably turns to Bitcoin or something like it as a staple. Basically, he's saying people won't be fooled forever. People will get fed up and look for something else, and that's Bitcoin. Now, he goes on and says, well, Robin Hooders, they're going to want something to trade. If they don't want to trade stocks, where are they going to put their money into, right? There's no yields from bonds, so what else is there? And he says Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. And they look very attractive long term. And he goes on and says, I think it's where many people will turn after Labor Day. That is mind-boggling. He even gives a date that he thinks people will start looking after Labor Day. I think this is a very bold call. He's basically saying, you know what? Everyone should start buying Bitcoin after Labor Day. And it's pretty obvious that he already is a bag holder. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so bullish on Bitcoin. So this is an extreme 180 turn of events in terms of his stance being a full-blown bear, now turning into full-blown bull. It's just quite amazing. And I know for sure he is not going to be the last one we hear of. You're going to hear a lot more ex-CEOs or bankers or even financial institutions, hedge fund guys, family offices, retirement offices. You go hear a lot of wealthy people or wealthy organizations in the future that's going to be turning to Bitcoin as it goes higher. The higher it goes, the more you go hear of stuff like this. So I think this is very, very promising, and I love hearing it. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about George Bell, ex-CEO of Prudential Financial, coming out and becoming 100% bullish on Bitcoin? Are you 100% bullish on Bitcoin? Hopefully you are. And if you're still scared of 11,700 being weak for Bitcoin, just stop it. All right, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for my future videos. And by the way, my live stream, I have one every Friday, and I'm going to have one this Friday too at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.